అందరికీ నమస్కారములు. నమో నమః, గురుభ్యో నమః, సర్వేభ్య నమస్కారः. Today we are going to have a webinar on essence of Gita in daily life by our favorite speaker, Shri Mohan garu. He has been giving lectures to all of us on this platform. First, we will pay our respects to our country by reciting Vande Mataram. After that, we'll have Prarthana. Then I will briefly introduce him, though it is not required that he is well known to all of us, but I'll, for those people who are new, briefly introduce him. After that, we will hand over the platform to him. Now, let us request Lakshmi Vasundharaji to chant, to recite Vande Mataram, please.
अस्तु महोदय. वन्दे मातरम्, वन्दे मातरम्, सृजलां सुफलां मलयज शीतलां सस्यश्यामला मातरम् वन्दे मातरम्. सुप्रज्योत्स्ना पुलकितयामिनी पुल्लकुसुमिता द्रुमदलशोभिनी सुहासिनी सुमधुरभाषिणी सुखदां वरदां मातरम् वन्दे मातरम् वन्दे मातरम्.
Vande Mataram.
ధన్యవాదాలు మహోదయ.
ధన్యవాదములండి లక్ష్మి గారు.
ధన్యవాదాలు.
Let us request Sudhir Patarji to chant Prarthana, please.
Let's start with 1 minute meditation. Om. Om. Om Gananam Tva Ganapati-gum Havamahe Kavim Kavinam Upamashravastamam Jyeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspata Anah Shunvannuti Bhisida Sadanam. Om Shri Mahaganadhipataye Namaha. Om Prano Devi Saraswati Vajeebhirvajinivati Dheenam Vitrayavatu. Om Shri Mahasaraswatyai Namaha. Gurureva Gatihi Gurumeva Bhaje Gurunaiva Sahasmi Namo Gurave. न गुरोः परमं शिशुरस्मि गुरोः मतिरस्ति गुरौ मां पाहि गुरो ज्ञानानन्दमयं देवं निर्मलस्फटिकाकृतिम् आधारं सर्वविद्यानां हयग्रीवम् उपास्महे श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम् शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय ॐ शान्तिः 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 मातृदेवो भव पितृदेवो भव आचार्यदेवो भव अतिथिदेवो भव ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः
గురుభ్యో నమః. ధన్యవాదములండి. Thank you so much. Now I briefly introduce the speaker, Shri Mohan garu. He is the Chief Manager, Asset Recovery Management Branch, Chennai, in Indian Bank. I retired on 30th April 2013. He is very well qualified person with the MBA degree from IPE, Hyderabad, and MS in Counseling and Psychotherapy from Institute of Psychotherapy and Management Sciences, Mumbai. And he has got many diploma degrees in translation, television production, and in professional translation of English and Telugu. Like that, he has many certificates and he has attended many training programs, countless, and lot of certificates. He is basically a learner cum teacher. Continuously, he likes to learn and teach. He is a student of our Sanatan Dharma course right from the first batch, and he still participates in that course, and advanced course also he attended. And he has been teaching also. He has taken many webinars on VSS platform, and this is one of them. He got certificates of appreciation from many organizations for delivering lectures on Gita and related subjects. Basically, he is an inspirational speaker. He also manages a WhatsApp group titled Inspirational Group. And he got a core banking experience as a branch manager, internal auditor, and manual compilation experience. And he also has a banking faculty experience. He taught banking to the bankers at various places. He's a guest speaker at many organizations and is still is a guest speaker. He speaks on various platforms across the country and abroad. And basically now he is focusing on spiritual discourse experience, Bhagavad Gita life experiences, and 18-day webinar series as a facilitator, and Gita, Bhagavad Gita in daily life. He is a session coordinator, and like that, at many places, he has been involved in organizing and also delivering lectures on spiritual matters. His certificates, if you put them together, it becomes a very big bundle. So he spoke on various webinars and seminars on various topics. With this very brief introduction, I would welcome Dr. Mohan to deliver his speech, please. Mohan.
Thank you, sir, Amarendra Babu Garu, for a neat, clean, pure, and decent introduction of mine. All the people those are present here, numbering, including me and organizers, around 37 people or so are here. Namaste and welcome to all of you. That is the first thing. And then I request to all of you, to possible extent, to keep your notebook and pen with you. Not that I'm going to tell anything great that you should note down what I say. It's not like that. But whenever I utter, when I say something, and if it is going to be of some value, or you get a idea of that, 1 minute, kindly excuse me. Oh, sorry for that. In my experience, Babu Garu, should I go in English or English come Telugu?
English?
English, that's fine. I am conversant in 3 languages. Telugu, my mother tongue, Hindi, our Rashtra Bhasha, and English, normally we have grown with English. I studied in English medium from class 6 to 9 in a school called Vivekavardhani High School, which is now also there at Jambag area, Koti area. Those days, I am talking of early 60s, was one of the, non-convent English medium school, famous English medium school. And this Vande Mataram, there, we used to sing Vande Mataram, play Vande Mataram in the morning, and Janagana Mana in the evening. So since we learned them in the early childhood, or in the childhood, so that is by heart. It's a wonder to me in the current generation, without due regards to anybody, without any offense, many people do not, they cannot sing Vande Mataram or Janaganama on their Janaganamala on their own. Okay, that is another thing. Now, whenever I give, Amarendra Babu Garu give you a lot of introduction about me, I normally give 2 introductions of mine. One is Ram Mohan Namile, 72, not out. Gratitude to the God Almighty who has kept me still here. Number 2, Ram Mohan Namile, retired Chief Manager, Indian Bank. It's a gratitude or the expression of loyalty to the institution I have worked for 38 long years. And for so many years, I'd been drawing salary. Post-retirement, still I am drawing the pension, which is a bit more than my last drawn salary. Normally, these are the only 2 introductions that I deliver from my side. Now, coming to the topic of today's Bhagavad Gita in daily life, I am fond of using a lot of acronyms, short forms of my own. These are all private acronyms. So I had given an acronym to this topic, LID, ego, LID, lit, EGO, ego. We should be humble, means we should be conscious of ourselves, either internal or external. I am dividing self into two parts, internal and external. We will come to it in due course of time in detail. But that does not mean that we need to be egoistic. If at all we have some ego internally, at least we should put a lid on it and should not express our ego to others. So lid ego, this is my short form, that is practicing or utilization of using Gita in our daily life. That is one thing. And then we all live in a materialistic life. I keep saying that L. Again, a short form. L means lokamu, means world. We are in the world. Since we are in this lokamu or the world, we are called lokulu. Lokulu means the people who are in the world. So world, people in English form for LLL. And these people do a lot of noise. N for noise, WPN in English, L in Telugu, లోకములు లోకులు ఉంటారు, వాళ్ళు ఏం చేస్తుంటారు, లొల్లి చేస్తుంటారు, they create a lot of noise. But as an individual, I, you, anybody, as an individual, we don't want noise, no noise, then what we want only voice. What is the difference between voice and noise? There is a quality in voice. There is a lot of non-quality in noise. Even in the modern era, we have a principle called 80-20 principle, in the sense that out of the 100 people, only 20 people stand for quality, while all the 100 people count up. They do not measure up for physical number, they count up, but the quality remains with only 20 people. So each one of us sitting here in the Bhagavad Gita session today should try, first check whether you are in 80 or 20. We are all definitely in 20, me and you, all people in 20. That is the step one. But from 20 onwards, can we migrate to the top 10%, top 5%, top 1%, not only in India, but across the world. This is one thing. There are two components of living. We are in this world. So we are, what we say, we practice a materialistic life. Materialistic life. But 100% materialistic life without any stuffing of spiritualism into it is of no great use at all. We can know, each one of us, when we experience, unless we stop, mix a proper amount of spiritualism into the day-to-day materialistic living, at the end of the day, we may not get a sound sleep, or we cannot get reconciled. We cannot get a result back. And all of you here, I have two books of Bhagavad Gita from Gorakhpur Press. This is a big book. This is a small one. I think all of you, those who are listening here in this group right now, in this Zoom meeting, should have some knowledge or other of Bhagavad Gita. A couple of people may be having more knowledge, greater knowledge than me on Bhagavad Gita. So whatever you observe from your experience, you can put in the chat. That is one thing. Any question that occurs you or any share of thought, that also you are free to put in the chat. And I will continue for about an hour. Thereafter, we will have a conversation. In the conversation mode, we will have a question answer this one. Then what is the importance of Bhagavad Gita? Number one, not a religious book. Bhagavad Gita is not a religious book. Across the world, several non-Hindu people also read, understand, and follow Gita. This is one thing about the Bhagavad Gita. Then, if you go to a market and purchase any commodity, any goods, we say, any item we purchase, we are given a product manual, or we say user manual, which gives the description of the article that we bought and the way we should use it. This is about the products that are made by the human beings. But my point is that human being is also a bioproduct, a bio-engine, or a bio-machine, or a biological product. Only the difference between the life beings, which includes animals too, which is having a life altogether. Life beings and non-life beings is that there's a non-life beings apart from trees, which are the part of nature, living that these are all made by the humans. But the humans themselves, in the originally, they are made by the Almighty Ishvara, whatever name title we give to the God in any form. Now, some amount of spirituality, if we combine into this one, we will be happy. That is one thing. Now, I consider Bhagavad Gita as a human manual or a bio manual, whatever you name it. And there are 18 chapters in the Bhagavad Gita. As all of you know, I have condensed these 18 chapters into again a small acronym. What I say is that ADB hyphen SRT hyphen YGK hyphen MT. Hyphen you may put or you may not put. ADB stands for Asian Development Bank. To remember, I put that way. ADB. Then SRT is, it is a Bhagavad Gita words only. Sattva, Rajo, Tamo, Gunas. SRT. Then YGK, Y for yoga. G for gunas, like whatever, YGK and MT, you can expand. By using this 3 plus 4, 7 plus 4, 11 alphabets, we get all the 18 chapters titles. M for moksha, for example, P for Purushottama Prapti, K for karma, G for jnana, SRT I told you. So this way, this is one thing. The point is that to get the entire content of the Bhagavad Gita in a summarized way, in a nutshell, but a summarized way, the gist of it, without losing the essence of it, we need to get it. And to the extent possible, we need to practice in the daily life. So one is Bhagavad Gita is a human manual with a reference book for quick and ready reference. Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi used to say that whenever he gets a doubt, he used to refer to Gita, and he used to find a solution also whenever he is coming across a problem. But it is a individual's perception. One more thing, there are a lot of commentaries for Bhagavad Gita. What is a commentary? Commentary, why so many commentaries when the text is same, the shloka is same? What is the need for so many commentaries? Because in the perception changes, number one. The analysis also differs from person to person, and the interpretation also differs from person to person. This is one thing we need to see. If we take the first chapter, within the limited times, I try my best to give the contents and how it is useful to the human life today. In the chapter 1, basically Dhritarashtra is very anxious and inquires with Sanjay. Dhritarashtra is a blind person, we know. And Vyasa gives the sight to Sanjaya to watch what is going on at the Kurukshetra. And Sanjaya is the chariot driver, a companion to Dhritarashtra, the blind father of the Duryodhana. Dhritarashtra is anxious to know what is happening in the battlefield. And the first chapter is Arjuna Vishada Yoga. In short, AVY, Arjuna Vishada Yoga. Now, in olden days, historic and prehistoric mythological days, we say Bhupati, Prajapati, Bhupati. These are the words. So it is the Kshatriya dharma for the kings to declare a war against any other kingdom or the king. They may win or they may lose. When there is a war, we need to apply to our daily life. War means country to country war is one thing, but we have a quarrel, petty quarrels at homes, the offices, on the streets. There is a quarrel, there is a dispute, there is a fight, there is a battle, and there is a war. This is the thing. Contrary to this, we can avoid all these things, provided we have a negotiation skill, winning over the others by a conversational skill, by a dialogue. What Adi Shankaracharya did, he never used any weapon, no sword or anything. Only word, no sword. SWORD, no, only word. What he said that he used to invite the other religious, sub-religious leaders, ask them to come for a conversation, a dialogue or a debate. Only condition is that if I lose, if Shankara loses, he will be becoming their, what we say, Shishya, not servant, but Shishya, I follow you. If you lose and I win, Shankara says, you need to follow me, you have to become my Shishya. That way, you see the power of the word in the sword. Knowledgeable people use the word as a weapon to convince, impress, influence, defeat, whatever you say others. Only non-knowledgeables or less knowledgeables, those who are having some egoistic nature, or a physical strength, more of a physical strength in the mental acumen, less mental acumen, they take out their sword in those days, pistol these days, bomb. Yeah, thank you, sir. You can add your comments to support me, or you can to defy or against me also. I welcome it. I will take up all those things toward the end of my session. Why wars are happening even now? The presently Ukraine and Russia, the war is going on. Now, this is the thing. Now, the blind father, how we apply the son and father relation, that is Dhritarashtra and Duryodhana relation, to the present context. He is blind, one thing, at the physical level. He is also blind to the situation around. And he is having a blind love for his son. We can love our children. Absolutely nothing wrong. We should do. It is our duty. But it should not be totally blind. Number two, Dhritarashtra is not having that influential, impressing, motivating skills to convince Duryodhana that no, what you are doing is not right. They also deserve half the kingdom, but they are prepared even for less of it, somehow make a compromise, make a settlement, put an end to the dispute. But the adamant Duryodhana, what he is, he does not heed to his father's advice, and the father is unable to do away with his son. I am the king ultimately, though blind, you are also a Yuvaraja, you are only a Yuvaraja, not a Raja. As long as I am alive, my word prevails, you get lost. I am giving 50% of the kingdom to Pandavas. If you want to take the rest of the 50, you take, otherwise you also leave that one. That stubborn Dhritarashtra was not there. Thus is the situation in the present day fathers also. They are also more or less, if not all, many of them, they are in the same situation. One more character, Bhishma, we can take. Bhishma's original name is Devavrata. He got this a sort of title, like we say Bharataratna these days, Padma, three levels of Padma awards. He did a pratigya. Bhishma means what you say, a great, or what you say, irreversible. That Bhishma, we use the word for it. Kindly check up anyone if their mic is Unmuted, kindly mute it. Check for yourself and mute it, so that the others do not get disturbed. So this character, I am comparing the characters of Bhishma on one side and the Dhritarashtra on the other side. Most of the things we can break the promise if it is so required. Even Bhishma's mother, other than Ganga, Bhishma is Devavrata is Gangeya, son of Ganga. But the stepmother, whatever mother, Satyavati, she says that to Bhishma, you see, the purpose of your pratigya is over. Now why don't you marry? But Bhishma does not agree to it. But the funny thing is that, funny or whatever, for certain answers, for certain questions, we don't have the answers which are known to us. There could be answers at the back end, but we do not know it. Since we do not know the answer, we deem it that there is no answer to it. Definitely there will be an answer. There is a dharma sukshma, the minutest dharma, which is very difficult to catch. Even the major dharma itself, we are unable to catch. This is one thing. Since the context has come, I say nyaya and dharma. This is one comparison. What in the modern India, across the world, in any country, what we have a constitution for a country. So also Constitution of India, and it frames as certain act. Constitution is there. Based on the constitution, either parliament or the legislature of the state, they form acts. So there is a constitution, there are acts, and the rules and regulations within the act based on the constitution. This is how we are into it. But our constitution is unfortunately is not based on dharma. In the present day context, if we are dharmic, it is on account of our voluntary nature and voluntary subscription to dharma, we are following dharma. Otherwise, there is no punishment if we are not if we are adharmic, not following dharma. But if we do not follow nyaya, we will be punished. Quoting particular section, quoting the quotation or a particular act. Yesterday, I was attending a seminar on VSS. Prevention of sexual abuse against women at the workplace. That is the expansion of it. It's a 2013 act. Why I'm saying this, that I will link this also to Mahabharata and Bhagavad Gita to little extent. First now we are talking that we are seeing various in West Bengal, Calcutta also. There was a, resident doctor. She was killed also. What he was sexually abused and then killed, whatever some mishaps we say. There should be a happening. There should not be mishappening. When we refer why this Kurukshetra war happened, the historic reason for it is that Shiva, when he was marrying Parvati is a beautiful lady. Brahma was invited to be a Purohit to conduct the marriage of the Shiva and Parvati. Brahma, as what he is a male, he did not even stare. He just glanced at Parvati. It is a normal, natural instinct for any person of any gender to have a sort of attraction towards the other gender in general, though there are specific cases where some gender, people of a particular gender, they have a hatred or a dislike to the other gender. That is a rare phenomena, but by and large this happens. When Shiva noticed that Brahma was glancing Parvati, he could not control his anger, which is referred in Dharma, Bhagavad Gita in a very large sense, that your Vishayavancha gosa, and you are not unable to fulfill your Vishayavancha, you get Krodha. Krodha leads to Moha. Moha leads to Buddhinasha. Ultimately, your Patana, it leads to downfall. So what happened? Shiva slapped the Brahma. It is not a human slap, what we do, our children or the teachers going to the students, or unfortunately certain husbands, slapping their wives, which is inhuman. Not even subhuman, it is a inhuman activity, but still we indulge that Why? Since we don't have a control, we may not have an intention to slap others, but we don't have a control on self. Self-control is the most important thing. Self in Bhagavad Gita is refers to the Atma, which is the highest level within us. We have only three things, according to my analysis, to my understanding of Bhagavad Gita. We have a prana, energy, in English the nearest one, and we have a Atma, and we have a physical body, and it is embedded chip. Body includes the mind also when I say body. Mano, Buddhi, Chitta, Ahankara, four antahkaras that we refer many times. MBAC, MBA computers, I put in an acronym, Manasu, Buddhi, Chitta, Atma. So, what Brahma does, he did not say anything. But the point is that when Shiva slapped Brahma, out of the four heads of Brahma, one head came out and got attached to Shiva's hand. We are talking about detachment and attachment in Bhagavad Gita. We should not be attached to anything. Even if we are attached, it should be a detachable attachment. At any point of time, we should be able to get rid of, forget it. That is the Sannyasa Yoga, or Virakti, Vairagyam, or Sannyasam, Karma Sannyasam, whatever. Ultimately, in the 18th chapter, it is the Moksha Sannyasam, the ultimate thing, what you call Moksha, that also you desert it. You desert. And not the desert double S, what we eat after food. No, deserting is to do away with. So now what happened? Shiva, not only that the face got, Brahma's one of the face got chipped to Shiva's hand. His hand was paining like anything, and he approached one Pativrata. And what she said that it requires a sacrifice of human, and in coming days there will be a Kurukshetra war where some millions of people will be getting killed in the war. Then only Shanti for this. So there is a what you call a background reason for this thing, Kurukshetra war to happen. I was referring to Bhishma and as a father Dhritarashtra, and as a adamant son Duryodhana. In Telugu, I say, I will translate into English. M3, people with qualities, yum, yum, yum. We should not do any friendship with them. And if any of these, either one or two or three of these M qualities, M is a word, the spelling, the letter is in English, but the expansion, the word will be in Telugu, which is my mother tongue. One is Murkha. In the also we say Murkha Manish. No logical sense. Duryodhana is a Murkha with a lesser knowledge. Ravanasura is also a Atimurkha with a higher level of knowledge. In Ramayana, Ravana, and in Mahabharata, Duryodhana, villain characters, whatever we say. Then the second M is Mundi, stubbornness. Stubbornness, positive stubbornness is okay, negative stubbornness. And the third is Mudha. Mudhamati, we say, even in Subbalakshmi's Visnani, it comes Mudhamati. Mudha means he will never understand, even after telling once, twice, thrice, 4 times, 5 times, he never understand. This M3 categories people we should leave in our life. I am connecting the Gita summary, Mahabharata summary to the present lives. Then, and I was talking about the M3 category, and I think there was a little disturbance. I should have kept parallelly the data also. But even then, it automatically does not take. We have to again switch to it. But anyway, M3 category people we should leave, and it is quite possible that we may have a can't hear somebody.
I can hear.
Yeah, I saw a message. Not here. Maybe something problem at their end.
Now
We can. Right, very good. Thank you. Right, fine. So now, if we have by any chance a little of it, a mundi stubbornness, undue negative stubbornness, or a murkha, we never understand, and the murkha, mundi, these qualities, by any chance, it is possible that in little or more proportions we also may have. We need to know it. That is the self-analysis. At the spirit level, self is another thing, but we are unable to control the external or the physical self, the qualities in us, and we are not able to mend ourselves. What is mending? Reduce our negative qualities and enhancing our positive qualities is the first step towards the journey from materialism to spiritualism. And a philosophical bent of mind we need to develop. Philosophical bent of mind. Tatvikata, we say. Tatvika Jnanamu, we need to improve it. Now, by a common sense and rational also, we have common sense, all of us, but the magnitude of the common sense we possess vastly differ from person to person, and we have to attain the highest level of common sense. That is the basic step to understand anything a bit easily. Now, from common sense of mind, when we are arriving in this world, we come with a cry, with a loud cry. That normally happens. If the child does not cry, the nurse or the doctor pats the baby and makes it to cry. And when we die, we don't cry, we die in silence. This is one thing. Karma, when you link, karma, translated to English, there are certain language and the nation or the country, region specific words which cannot be translated into other languages. For example, take dharma. There is no equivalent for dharma in any of the other languages, particularly in English. Punya, sin we say papa, that is there for punyam. There is no, a right equivalent word. Okay. We are coming with a empty hands, materially speaking, empty hands to this earth, but as an initial package, God has given with a mind, with a intelligence, with a intellect, and with all the indriyas that are required to carry out our day-to-day work in the physical world He has given us. Except that we do not have whatever we have possessed here. While going, we cannot take it. It's a common sense, we know it, but out of the selfishness and the greed, we go beyond needs, try to acquire a lot of wealth, as much of wealth as possible. In Hyderabad city, you see now, there is a government of AP, government of Telangana going on, what is there? Hydra, the name of the organization, Special Person Vehicle, SPV, Special Purpose Vehicle. And all unauthorized constructions, small and big, they are demolishing. But the point comes that why they should allow it in the beginning, and now why they should destroy them. That is one thing. In the name of land regularization, building regularization schemes, first they allow to do wrong things, and the government collects the penalty. Government itself, individual, institution, we perform our work in this world in only two modes. One is at the individual level, and the other is at the institution or the group level. Family is also a group or institution. It's an informal group. A company, a corporate, a government is a institutionalized, a formal group. Both need to follow dharma. And unfortunately, dharma is only our left to us. Even if we do not to follow dharma, I am reiterating, I was telling you on this. If we follow Nyaya, that if we are a law-abiding citizen, we are safe, even if we carry on adharmic activities in life. Now, the basic single line is that how to live a good life is that I say SHON in capitals. Harm not, hurt not, HH, harm, hurt, harm not, hurt not, twice H, twice N. Self, S for self, or again go others. Don't harm yourself, don't hurt yourself. So also, you don't harm or hurt, because by common sense, the highest level, the entity that is living in him, her, or you is the same Atma, same self, the ultimate self, which is a part of the Paramatma in the form of a Jivatma that is residing in all the life beings, not only humans, is a Amsha of the Paramatma. This highest level of knowledge, if we are able to understand, imbibe, subscribe to it, we never either harm or other. Self-harm is also not good. People are committing suicide. Why? There is no reason at all. Any birth or death and the living during the life period should be very natural and normal. It should not be anything artificial. It should be quite natural. Now, I come, since the Bhagavad Gita is told by Krishna to Arjuna, I was talking about the Bhishma. He never reversed his pratigya. At the same time, he was also unable to convince the Duryodhana. Father, he will be having an affection to the sons, I can understand. Bhishma being a grandfather, he may also be having some affection to his grandson Duryodhana, but still, he can prevail over Duryodhana. No, it is my final word. It is only because I have given up the kingdom or the throne that you are able to get it now. So I have a residual, or what you call a residual authority claim on the throne. I am dethroning you using my veto power. I may not occupy, but I can dethrone you. There is no reference to this, to my knowledge. People, those who are having a better knowledge, then they can contribute on this towards the end of my presentation. So Bhishma failed, Dhritarashtra failed, and Krishna, being a Avatara Purusha, we are all Avatara Purushas, but our Avatara is very minuscule. Krishna's Avatar is very huge. That is the only difference. Krishna claimed that he is the God. Rama did not claim he is the God. There is a reason for Rama not claiming he is the God, because the Ramana had a what you call a vara from the Brahma that this category should not kill me, this category should not kill me. But he chooses, he forgets to mention Manavas. So Deva took the avatar of the Manava in the form of Rama, and the Rama, though he knows that he is the avatar incarnation, he himself is the God, he never proclaimed anywhere that he is the God, to bind, to honor the vara given by the Brahma to Ravana. That is the reason for Rama not to proclaim that he is God, but Krishna proclaimed that he is God. And following it, other religious sects, now these days, anybody says that he is the God, or God came in me, I am telling, I am not against them, I am just quoting as a running a comment or something that is going on. Here, what we need to learn from Krishna, Arjuna was a party to the internal committee of the Pandavas to go for a war against the Kauravas in the internal meeting in the presence of Krishna. These Pancha Pandavas, along with Draupadi, their common wife, and Krishna, they resolved. In these days, we say board resolution. There was a resolution to fight against the Kauravas. But when it comes to the battlefield, Arjuna was trembling for his own reasons and says that he is not in a position to participate in the war and hides behind the chariot. The driver of which the charioteer is Krishna. Now you saw the ability of the Krishna, his influential skills, his impressive skills, his motivative skills to persuade the already dissuaded Arjuna. And finally, what he says, you see that I have told you everything. Now it is up to you to go for a war or not. But the kind of the injecting whatever the stuff he has injected into Arjuna, it made Arjuna to take his suomoto decision to participate in the war. Now, this type of, at least a little part of the communication, influencing, inspirational, motivational skill we need to have whenever there is a dispute. To resolve the dispute, this is the communication skill of this one. And in the 18 chapters, there are various things. There are certain catchy and very significant words in Bhagavad Gita, according to me. Sattva, Rajo, Tamo, Gunas. Sattva means soft, pure, also we can say pure. Shuddha Sattva also we use. We also add the adjective. Shuddha Sattva means very, very pure. Then Tamo, in the dark, less knowledge, lack of knowledge, lethargic, Rakshasa Prabhuti. These are all Tamasa. Rajo, bright, highly tempered, but not Sattva. In all of us, according to me, we have a little of Sattva Guna in us, little of Rajo Guna, a little of Tamo Guna. In the modern language, if I say, we should make a SWOT analysis of ourselves. SWOT. It's a management terminology. Know your strengths, weaknesses, opportunity, and threats. In that, you also know to what extent you are soft, or you are Tamo, or Rajoguna. Now, how these gunas are formed due to samskaras. How the samskaras comes, even as per the modern science, it is basically based on the genes, partly based on the genes. And genes jump. That's what we have been saying. Not the immediate genes from the parents alone, from grandparents up to the 7 previous generations. Any type of gene may enter the present person. The parents will wonder, we are so good, why this fellow is bad? In the reverse happens, we are bad. The father may be bad, mother may be bad, but the children are diamonds. Father is a diamond, highly reputed person. Child is totally different. This we see in the society, day in, day out. We say why this is happening, because we have a family history up to the maximum of 3 generations. At the most 4 generations. Beyond that, we do not know, but the genes travel, they cross from the back to up to 7th generation, they come. This. Number 2, externally, what is the kind of friendship we are having? Take the friendship of Karna and Duryodhana. Karna, virtually son of sun god. He is good on his own, but because of the Sangatya dosha, bad company of the Duryodhana, he also becomes the bad to part extent. Having said, I also introduce a acronym VPay, capital V, again PA by pay. Whatever humans we acquire from our arhata. These are Sanskrit words. Arhata means our eligibility. Qualification, we say. Qualification, you may be BTech, but you should have that yogyata to translate the knowledge what you have learned in this one. That is yogyata. Arhata, yogyata, a human being, any human being, male or female, they can get it by their own effort. But this is only part A. Part B is a praptamo. It should be in prapta. It's invisible. We don't know. Praptamo, as per V, is vidhi. Vidhi praptamo is invisible to us. Arhata yogyata are visible to us. We can attain it based based on the capacity or the potential or the talent that we have, we can attain a level of arhata and yogyata, qualification and eligibility. But the fate, it is not in our hands. There are reasons why we are not getting what we deserve also at times. Maybe Almighty decides that is not for you, this much is enough for you. In a high-end relief, we are all the pawns in the name of the Almighty, or we are all the instruments. God uses us according to his requirements, and he gives us an assignment which we do not know. What we are doing is our assignment. But again, one thing remains, that BUG, again, is acronym I use in like SRT, Sattva, Rajo, Guna. People are divided into 3 categories. I say Uma. Uma is Parvati is the other name. My Uma in capitals, short form. UMA stands for, there are Uttamulu, grade 1 people, grade 2, Madhyamulu, grade 3, Adhamulu. We should know. But we are not totally either Uttama, Madhyama or Adhama. In certain traits, we are Uttama, maybe 2-3 traits. In certain more traits, we are Madhyama. In certain more and more traits, we are Adhama. That also is a part of what we should know. Ultimately, in summary, what I would like to say is that we have to be conscious of the spiritual knowledge. Spiritual knowledge, we can go to any book, but the Bhagavad Gita is a condensed summary of all the earlier Upanishads and other things, and easy to understand. And now, across ages in the sense, during the lifespan of a person, in the childhood, we should get the shlokas by heart. We know the words in the shlokas. Later, we know the meanings, but we do not go in the deeper level. We do not understand it. That goes only in the later part. At my age of 12, I know the word, its meaning, but when I again look it into, the meaning is more deeper. So right from the age of a child, where he is capable of understanding something. In medical parlance, we say that 90% of our brain is made up totally by the age the child attains the age of 8 or 9 years at the most. I mean, the biggest single digit number 9. Thereafter, nothing the brain to develop, but brain is only a container. The intelligence of the mind or the stuff within the brain is the software. How we get it? There is something like IPO, not in what we say in RIA, or what is that? In stock exchange, we say initial public offer, not that one. Input, process, output. We have to take a right input from any point of time. You see the combination of Krishna and Arjuna, meaningful, purposeful combination. Apart from they were being brother-in-laws, but they at personal level also, at the human level, at the soul level, it was a meaningful and purposeful. The same combination of you see of Karna and Duryodhana. Karna, because of his impotent loyalty for the simple small help for having Duryodhana, having made him a king of a kingdom called Angarajya, when the Karna was a non-entity, from non-entity he became an entity. Because of the grace of Duryodhana, Duryodhana did not do it for charity, but in the quest, search for finding an equivalent person to Arjuna, Duryodhana knows that he can face Bhima in the mace competition, mace war, Gada Yuddham, he can do, but he is not that a well archer. So in the search out of his personal need, Duryodhana made him, Karna made the kingdom and gave due importance with an eye on the future, how to use Karna against Pandavas. But Karna, by his quality, we say Dana Karna. There is a small anecdote, all of you know, I think, still I tell. In a rainy season, where there was no dry wood available for a priest. He comes to Karna and says, Raja, I am not able to get the firewood for this one, and all the wood is a wet wood. It is of no use. Karna, being that benevolent, he says that he asks his servants or whatever this one, you give him whatever wood he requires from the palace, any part of the palace. Those days, wooden beams and wooden pillars, you plug them out, you remove them and give it to him, and that is a dry wood. That is the level of benevolence or the, what you call sacrifice. And Karna, the sun god appearance, the Indra appearance. Arjuna is son of Indra by Amsha, and Karna is the son of Surya. So Surya appears before Karna and says that Indra is going to mind, ask for your Kavacha Kundanala, which is with originally he is born with. Please don't give, and they are the main protectors to you. But this Danakarna, he was given a title like the Danakarna. He says, no, if person is coming and asks, how can I deny? And he cuts from his body his Kavacha Kundalamu, that we say, that is one earring and just beer. Otherwise, it is not that easy to kill Karna. So that is another thing. So life lies between the range of how selfish we are, how sacrificial nature we possess. Are we near to the point of selfishness or near to the point of sacrifice? What I was sharing a while before, that we do not take anything out of this world on our day. So world is a playground. You play whatever you want. But when you attain the age of 60, 70, something like me, or even more, you see that you are useful. After your self needs, family needs are satisfied, you serve the community before you leave this world. So with this, I stop here. Remaining time of the session, whatever we have, I will be more happy to take any questions from you. From Bhagavad Gita, the way we can apply to the present life. Is it okay, Marendra Babu garu?
ధన్యవాదములండి. Thank you so much for the webinar. If somebody wants to ask question, please raise your hand.
You can ask questions. You can add value to what I said. You can share your thought, whatever way. You can be into a debate with me. Everything is welcome.
Okay, I have unmuted all of you. You may unmute yourself and speak. I think they are not ready with a question. Okay, Kondapalli Venkateswara garu.
Yeah, నమస్కారం అండి.
నమస్కారం సార్.
విషయం ఏంటంటే గీత అనేది యాక్చువల్లీ వెదర్ we should call it spiritual or as everybody was mentioning, just now you also mentioned that it is meant for the present world also very correctly, and we can implement it practically. The practical examples which can be put into life for an employee and as well as for a professional, for a lawyer, for a chartered accountant, how it is possible is very important, so that Gita can, as you very rightly said, that it can be put into our day-to-day life in every action of our life. I fully agree, because my Guruji always teaches, and we all follow Gita very much. And many things that is there, it is interrelated to yoga practices and other this thing, more particularly the Advaishta, Sarvabhutana, Maitra, Karna, Evacha, Nirmamo, Nirahankara, Samadukha, Suvakshimi. These things are where so many things are there. Sarvabhutana, Advaishta, Sarvabhutana, Maitra, Karna, Evacha. This is not that easy thing which is practically possible in our day-to-day life. We like many people, we dislike many people. We like, we probably, we dislike more number of people than liking. So how it is, how we can overcome this disliking, how can we can love all, and how we can take action on each and every erring person in an organization as a head of the organization. This is how we have to put it to action is very important, because you are even in a senior position in the organization and worked and it. I don't say that Gita is spiritual. Gita is definitely spiritual, but in every reaction of our life, spirituality has to be imbibed in doing the action. That is what I also feel. So kindly explain how it should be done. This is my experience is it is a day-to-day practice related to other spiritual practices with only is possible.
Sir, you are still in service?
No, I am a retired person and I am an advocate by profession now.
Right. Two things, sir.
Hmm.
Gita, we can draw parallels, or we can get inspiration or a part of solution, both in personal as well as professional life. Whatever profession we are into, as you are telling now, how to control the administration and all, there it will be useful. And in the day-to-day life, within the family also, within the community also, it is useful. Only thing is that if you do a regular workshop of a half a day or full day, and the participants comes with a case, with a problem or a challenge, people like me or any other, I am little blessed by the God in the sense, I have a traditional wisdom to some extent, which I got from my father. Because of my dad is the chief manager of a bank, I am also have a modern outlook. Either people are expert, either one of these, either they are good with the current trends, or like a pravachanakars, Chaganti or whatever name we take, they are totally into that. But by God's grace, in my little own humble way, even Chaganti is a retired from Corporation of India, but I practice both the things, modernity as well as the spiritual point of it. If we do a workshop like this one day, and the participants come with their problems, we can find a solution on the spot. Now, immediately what strikes to me is that there are certain words. According to me, there are 50 to 60 keywords in Bhagavad Gita, nothing beyond that. We have to list 50, 60 words and work on those words. For example, Sthita Prajna. Then even the definition of the Sthita Prajna means you are in control, an inch neither that side or this side, stable mind. How do you get it? You should have a control on self. I keep in short, I say COS, control on self. When you have a control on self, then only you can manage others. You cannot control others. You can control. When you are unable to control yourself itself, where is a question of controlling others? You can manage others, provided you get a control on yourself. How do you get a control on yourself? Talk less, work more. Use a phrase again, grab. Whatever karmas are nothing but the actions and the activities that we do on a daily basis. The frequency differs. Non-stop activity, breathing. No breath, no life. It's non-stop from birth to death. Then 8 hours a day sleep. This is one frequency. 3 times a food. This is another frequency. So we have to first get hold on us through a sort of meditation, and we can learn a lot from what you call by analyzing proverbs also. You make a self-analysis in the form of the spot. Know your shortcomings basically. When somebody is hurting you, you feel bad. You know it, but pay a deaf ear or a dead eye when you hurt others. I interpret, we maintain double standards. We have to maintain a uni standard to the extent possible. I underline it. It may not be possible 100%, but at least 80, 90, 95, somewhere we should come to that level. I was using SHON. I repeat again, I'm not hurt not others. In families, I have seen people who do not hurt others, but they break their head, hit their head against the wall out of the anger. What is the need? తల బొప్పి కొట్టుకుపోయేటట్టు గోడ కొట్టుకుంటారు నెత్తి. And several husbands, they abuse, physical abuse wives. Use the hand and beat them. Some of the wives re-beat also. Yesterday I was telling you, I was attending a caste seminar in Hyderabad. I live in Hyderabad only. That is the thing. It is not that easy. First of all, we should know our kusamskaras. We should know swat. I give you a Telugu version of it or Indian version of it. Swat is a, Western term. Normally, I do not take much of a Western because we have an abundant treasure of knowledge, traditional knowledge in India. Being a very ancient India, being a very old country in the world, our knowledge is also very old, and the knowledge is a universal knowledge. There are two types of universals, applicable across the world anywhere, number one. Number two, applicable across the times, from millions of years back to millions of years to come. There are certain standard basic activities which do not change. Certain things change contextually. Now science has developed, artificial intelligence, all those things are okay. I am talking about the things that are not change. Why do you harm people? My questions to non-vegetarianism. There is no law which prohibits non-vegetarianism. But how can kill an animal and eat? It is crying. If somebody kills you and eat, hypothetically I'm saying, that is why I am drawing a distinction between the law and the dharma. Law does not prohibit you to take envy food. But many people, those who are non-vegetarians earlier, having understood the dharma, having understood the hurt, the harm, changed suo moto voluntarily on their own into vegetarians. There are several cases, though small in number. So a sort of introspection is necessary before going to the bed on a daily basis. What is the errors and the wrongs I have done to myself and to others in the entire day? At least let me not repeat it from day 2. From tomorrow onwards, this type of intersection is necessary. So this much I can say for the moment.
Yeah. I must tell you my experience in life in dealing with things in modern language. What I can say is the righteousness of conduct is maintained by an individual. Then the confidence levels of an individual goes up, and such person can always face any sort of events or any kind of tasks in life and go patiently. Second thing is the selfishness
100%.
and desirelessness.
100%, sir.
Yeah, desirelessness and the selfishness should be improved. And if such qualities are improved as a human being, human levels, even in modern life also, and contentment in life is developed, then certainly Gita will automatically is adopted in the day-to-day life. That's what I feel.
Definitely, sir. Ultimately, each one should strive for harmony and peace in self, in his family or her family, in the community, and in the society at large. That should be the single most factor in mind of all the people. Because the institutions are also made up of people only. Ultimately, the single, the foundation is the individual human being. And external training you can take. But before that, you have to internally train yourself. How do you train? Read good books, listen to good people, understand your negatives, and you slowly remove one by one negativity and throw it outside, or at least put it dim. Do not allow Vishaya Indriya. This is dealt in Bhagavad Gita. Indriyas are there, but the Vishayas, if you are not taking the Indriyas to the nearby vicinity of the Vishayas, Indriyas cannot do anything on their own. When you do not have a control on Indriyas, whatever one of the Indriyas, whatever, why you don't take it to the Vishaya? Be away from the Vishayamu. Vishayamu, it is told here in a little negative constant. Vishaya means subject matter. Out of the such matters, what is referred to Indriya versus Indriya related Vishayas is that all bad things only. It is a qualitative. I say one thing, we deal in this world only with 3 V's. V. V means, these are little Sanskrit words, Vyakti, fellow human beings, or fellow, you can extend fellow life beings, first V. Second V is the Vastu. Vastu means an object, matter, goods, a physical good. The third one is Vishayam. Vishayam is subject matter like music, drama, physics, chemistry. I am not talking the Vishayas related to Indriyas. Okay. So apart from Indriyas, you can divert mind on this, on good Vyaktis, good people, and good subject matters, and good objects. Don't have bad things, bad objects, this one, bad books or whatever this one. So with a allocation of time to these activities and doing some sort of meditation on a daily basis, each person, there's a scope to improve bit by bit, day by day, bit by bit. When you look back 5 years, oh, I was not so good at 5 years back, I am reasonably good. That way, you improve day by day. Take help of others if you cannot help yourself.
Okay.
Right, sir.
One question in the chat box.
Sir,
Any tips would you like to give to remember the slokas? I have exposure on the concept of Gita. However, I want to be perfect in slokas.
one thing, sir, given your age, whoever this gentleman asked, I think Kiran Kumar. Now, in the childhood, up to the childhood, in the sense, up to the age of 14, 15, it is very easy to mug up by heart. At the age of 30, 40, 50, it becomes a bit difficult to by heart. That is one thing. Number two, it's not necessary that we should get by heart the shlokas of Bhagavad Gita. You read the shloka and you take the summary either in English or Hindi or Telugu, whatever is mother tongue, by a standard writer, standard commentator who gives the almost the close of this one. As this VSS is doing, they are conducting Sanskrit classes. Prabhakar Rosar is taking the classes in the morning. So far 4 classes are over. In the evening also sometimes he's taking. If you get a working knowledge in Sanskrit, you can read the shloka and you can understand at your own wavelength, make a summary of it. It's not necessary that we should get the shlokas by heart. I have seen people, just to give a public appeal, they say, shloka number 26 in Adhyaya 8. What I have to do with it? What is the essence that you tell me? That is my question. Back to them. So Kiran Kumar Garu, shlokas, nothing to worry on it. Shloka, by reading a shloka, what happens is that your throat, other things are gets your blood flow, all those things get a little streamlined, purified. There is a benefit of reading definitely a shloka, but you need not be too much unduly worried on it. That's the thing, sir. Ultimately, the catch point we should take, how to control anger. As a teacher, children won't give answer, you get angry. That is again Bhagavad Gita, there is a beautiful true shlokas. Whenever you are not getting what is expected, you lose patience. I use the word PGT. PGT I use patience, P, T, tolerance, N, endurance. One above the others. The levels of the magnitude, one about the others. Why do you expect anything from anybody? Lower your expectations to be comfortable. Lower, L, Y, E. Lower your expectation. Child is not answering. Fault is not with the child. Fault is with you because you might not have explained the way he understands it. You are telling somebody, teacher, you are telling. As a teacher, I was taking a session to the group of teachers also in one of the public schools in Hyderabad. They had some issues with the children and their parents also. I asked a question to them. Is teaching a job or profession? That was my first question before proceeding further. They were a little confused. They were in a dilemma. Teachers think that they are doing some job. No, it's a profession. irrespective of what little salary or more salary you get, right from a LKG teacher to the university professor, teaching is a profession, and you have to be like a professional, not a jobber. Jobber is a mechanical. We say job work, a piece of work. They give some quantity, you physically do and deliver. Not so. As a teacher, the dullest student in the section also get to understand what you are saying. So we should put a question on a daily basis. Am I doing justice to my either job is at an inferior level, or to the profession what I am doing? That is a self-responsibility. Instead of addressing that problem, it is easy to find a fault with the students or a person who is junior to us, on which we can excuse animal control, sorry, used to the word, where we can use control, we can scold him. He has no other way, he just swallows it. No. Talk less, work more. Again, I repeat that. This is what I can share for this little momentum. Anybody who wants, you can get my number from the organizers on WhatsApp. You can put raise your this one. I will be at my free time. I will come back to you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much. నేను మ్యాథ్స్ టీచర్ అండి. పిల్లలు సరిగ్గా ఆన్సర్ చేయకపోయినా వాడు నాది రిసీవ్ చేయట్లేదు అని నా బాధ అనమాట. అసలు అది ఎట్లా చెప్పాలి, వాళ్ళందరికీ రీచ్ కావాలి నేను చెప్పింది అని నా ఉద్దేశం. బట్ క్లాస్ అంతా ఒకటే రకంగా ఉండరు కదా.
అంటే మీరు ఒకటమ్మా ఒక చిన్న టిప్ చెప్తాను. నార్మల్ గా క్లాస్ లో స్టూడెంట్స్ అంతా ఫిక్స్డ్ గా కూర్చుంటారు. అంటే ఏ పొజిషన్ లో కూర్చుంటే వాడు మొత్తం అదే అన్ని రోజులు అదే దాంట్లో కూర్చుంటారు. అలా కాకుండా యూ చేంజ్ ద మిక్స్.
నేను ఆ ప్రయత్నం కూడా చేస్తాను. పిల్లల్ని నా ఫ్రెండ్ కి పిలుచుకుంటాను అనమాట, ఒక గ్రూప్ ఆఫ్ స్టూడెంట్స్ ని. వీళ్ళు వెనకాలంటే వినట్లేదు, నా ముందు కూర్చొని నేను చెప్పింది వింటారేమో అని ఆ ప్రయత్నం కూడా చేస్తాను అనమాట.
అయితే ఏమవుతుందంటమ్మా, మనకి ఒక సేయింగ్ ఉంది, ఫిజికల్లీ ప్రెజెంట్ మెంటల్లీ ఆబ్సెంట్. వాడు ఫిజికల్ గా మన ముందరనే ఉంటాడు కానీ వాడు మైండ్ పెట్టడు,
ఎక్కడో ఉంటుంది వాడు మైండ్.
అయితే దీనికి ఉపాయం ఏంటి? మన ట్రెడిషనల్ విజన్ లో చతురోపాయాలు ఉన్నాయి మనకి, సామదాన భేద దండోపాయాలు.
ఇప్పుడు దండం నాట్ అలౌడ్.
ఏమమ్మా? దండం నాట్ అలౌడ్.
దండం నాట్ అలౌడ్.
దండం ఆల్సో ఐఎమ్ నాట్ ప్రిఫరింగ్. లాస్ట్ లో అది దండము చూపించాలా, వాడద్దు. దండము నేనేమన్నా తప్పు చేస్తే ఇక్కడ బెత్తం ఉంది కొడతారేమో అన్న భయం ఉండాలి, కానీ దాన్ని టీచర్ వాడకూడదు. అదొక పాయింట్. సామం అంటే మంచి మాటతోనే. మంచి మాట అంటే కొందరు చెప్తే కొందరు వింటారు, అదే కొందరు ఇంకోటి చెప్తే వినరు. అంటే
వేవ్ లెంత్ కలిస్తే వింటారు.
ఏమా?
వేవ్ లెంత్ కలిస్తే వింటారు, వీళ్ళది వినాలి అని.
ఎగ్జాక్ట్లీ, మీరు మంచి పాయింట్కి వచ్చారు. మనము ఏ స్టూడెంట్ వేవ్ లెంత్ కైనా మ్యాచ్ కలిగే ఫ్లెక్సిబుల్ వేవ్ లెంత్ మన దగ్గర ఉండాలి. దట్ అగైన్ ఇట్ ఇస్ సాధన. దట్ యూ హావ్ టు డెవలప్.
ఓకే సార్, ధన్యవాదాలండి.
మీరు కరెక్ట్ గా చెప్తే ఒక చాక్లెట్ ఇస్తాను, మన సొంత డబ్బులైనా పర్వాలేదు, పోతే పోయింది.
ఎన్నో ప్రయత్నాలు చేస్తుంటాను. నా 35 years ఆఫ్ సర్వీస్ అయింది, కానీ ఈ లాజిక్ నాకు అర్థం కావట్లేదు, ఎట్లా పిల్లల్ని గ్రాప్ చేయాలి అని. కొందరు వింటారు.
ప్రైవేట్ స్కూల్ అమ్మా, గవర్నమెంట్?
గవర్నమెంట్ స్కూల్ సార్.
ఎక్కడమ్మా?
మ్యాథ్స్ టీచర్ గా పనిచేస్తున్నాను నేను.
ఏ స్కూల్లో?
జెడ్పీహెచ్ఎస్ నిజాంపేట అండి.
నిజాంపేట మాకు దగ్గరే. నేను నిజాంపేటలో మా అబ్బాయి ఉంటాడు, హిల్ కౌంటీ మీకు ఐడియా ఉండొచ్చు అనుకుంటా. ఐ స్టే ఇన్ గచ్చిబౌలి. మీ స్కూల్కి ఎప్పుడైనా పిలవండి, మీ హెడ్ మినిస్టర్ తో మాట్లాడి ఐ విల్ టేక్ ఏ సెషన్ ఫర్ ద టీచర్స్. సెషన్ అంటే నేనేమో గొప్ప అని కాదు, ఎక్కువ అని కాదు. వీ కెన్ హ్యావ్ ఏ బ్రెయిన్ స్టార్మింగ్ సెషన్, హౌ వీ కెన్ న్యూ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ పాలసీ ఒకటి, ఇండిపెండెంట్ ఆఫ్ దాట్, how ultimately a teacher should make every student in the class more this one.
అంటే నాకు కావాల్సింది అదే అనమాట, ఎట్లా వాళ్ళని గ్రాప్ చేసుకోవాలి, మన కంట్రోల్లోకి తెచ్చుకొని వాళ్ళు వినాలి, వాళ్ళు సక్సెస్ కావాలి లైఫ్ లో.
ఎగ్జాక్ట్లీ అన్నా. మీరు ఎప్పుడైనా మాకు బాబు గారి దగ్గర నా ఫోన్ నెంబర్ ఉంటుంది, యూ కెన్ అరేంజ్ దట్ వన్. ఐ విల్ కమ్ అండ్ టేక్ ద సెషన్ ఫ్రీ ఆఫ్ కాస్ట్, నో ప్రాబ్లం.
థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్, థ్యాంక్ యూ.
రైట్.
Okay, now we will close. Let us request Sudhir Patel Saab to chant Swasti mantra.
ॐ स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्यायेन मार्गेण महिं महिषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितो ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः अपुत्राः पुत्रिणाः सन्तु पुत्रिणः सन्तु पौत्रिणः अधनाः सधनाः सन्तु जीवन्तु शरदां शतं सत्यं वद धर्मं चर स्वाध्यायान् मा प्रमदः सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ सर्वे जनाः सुखिनो भवन्तु स्वस्ति
ధన్యవాదములండి సుధీర్ గారు. Okay, now we'll go for the national anthem. जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंधु गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव सुभाषिष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे जय हिंद. Thank you all for attending the webinar. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. It's our